every week you spend multiple hours for lead generation doing exactly the same things. You open LinkedIn, you search for companies, you visit multiple websites. Then you try to figure out who the CTO or VP is. Then you hunt for their email address. And finally, you would spend 2 hours writing a personalized outreach for them. And by the time you're done, half of your day is gone. Now imagine waking up Monday morning and you find this: a ranked list of companies that match your ICP. The decision makers already identified. Their company data already enriched. A fit score for every lead. And personalized outreach drafts ready to send. No manual research, no copy paste work. Just a multi agent workflow running while you sleep. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built it using Hermes Agent. The pipeline has 5 phases, each handled by a different specialist agent. It all starts with a user sending a campaign brief to the Orchestrator Agent, who generates a plan, creates and manages tasks for each phases, and monitors them through a Kanban board. In the phase 1, the Prospector Agent takes your keywords and ICP, searches the web, finds the company that match your ICP, and adds each company to a CSV file. In the phase 2, the Scraper Agent scrapes the data for each of this company, looking for the details like their products, location, social links, and there's many more data it extracts. And all of this data is updated in the CSV file. In the phase 3, the Contact Finder Agent finds the decision maker for each company, looking for CTOs, VPs, or directors, and also grabs their contact details through various platforms. In the phase 4, our Outreach Agent generates personalized emails. Each one references something real about their company. In the phase 5, our Analyst Agent scores every company against your ICP, ranging from 0 to 1, so that you don't waste your outreach on bad fits. And finally, the Orchestrator Agent creates a full report on this campaign and sends it to us. Each phase in this workflow can have multiple tasks, and tasks fan out in parallel where they can. No manual coordination, everything is handled by all these agents. You just need to give a campaign brief. Let's build it. First, we need to create our specialist agents. In Hermes, we do that by creating multiple profiles. You can create and manage this directly from the Hermes desktop app. If you haven't installed the Hermes desktop app, you can watch the video linked in the top right corner. Think of each profile as a dedicated team member. Every profile has its own role, memory, skills, instructions for performing its tasks. To create a new profile, just click on this Manage Profiles in the bottom left corner. Then on the top left, click on New Profile. Here you can give a name to your profile. I will give Test Profile. And if you check this clone from default, it will copy all the config, skills, soul.md instructions from your default agent. And if you don't want to do that, just uncheck it, then hit the Create Profile button, and this way a new Hermes profile is created. And once the agent is created, you can update its soul.md instructions over here. And once you have added the soul.md instructions, just click on the Save button and your agent would be updated. Now, if you want to change the configs of this profile, first close this Manage Profile section, and then in the bottom left corner, you can scroll through the available profiles that you have and select the profile that you created. In my case, I would select the test profile. And now in the top right corner, click on the settings And here you can configure the agent's AI model provider. In my case, I would just select the Minimax as I have the subscription, minimax.io, and select the model that you want for this agent. And in the settings panel, you can configure all the things for your agent. I have already created our 6 specialist agents: the Orchestrator, Prospector, Scraper, Outreach, Contact Finder, and Analyst. Each profile has its own soul.md instructions, and I have also created custom skills for each of the agent. And if you want all the soul.md instructions and the skills for each of these agents, you can find the link for it in the description. Next, let's create our Kanban board. The board is the shared brain. Every agent reads from it and writes to it. The Orchestrator agent uses it to track what's done and what needs to be done next. You can set up your Kanban board with just these 3 commands. The first command, Hermes Kanban init, will initialize the Kanban board. In the next 2 commands, we will create our board and set it as a default. And you can do the same thing from the Hermes dashboard. Once you run the Hermes Kanban init, our Kanban board will be created. And then to create a new board, you can click on this button to create a new Kanban board. And if you are wondering how to start this Hermes dashboard, just go back to your terminal, just type Hermes dashboard, and this will start your Hermes dashboard. And then in your browser, just go to this URL 127.0.0.1. The port should be 9119/Kanban, and this will take you to the Hermes Kanban board. Alright, the setup is done. Let's run our first campaign. To start the campaign, we need to create a task with a campaign brief and assign it to our Orchestrator agent, which would generate a plan and automatically create a task and assign them to the specialist agents for all the phases of our workflow. You can create a task on this Kanban board by clicking on this plus sign and adding the details over here, or you can create it on your terminal with just one command, and I will be doing that today. This is the command that I would be using for creating a task for our Orchestrator agent. The first parameter is the board name. Next, we have our task name. After that, we have assignee, where we mention which agent is assigned to this task. The task body contains our campaign brief. We are telling our agent what product we are selling, what are our ideal customers, what keywords to target, and what outcome we are expecting. In this example, we are promoting ShipMe Agent, an agent for QA and DevOps automation. Our target market is AI SaaS startups with roughly 10 to 200 employees. We are also providing discovery keywords like AI developer tools and LLM DevOps automation, so the prospecting agents know where to start with the research. And finally, we define the end goal. Generate 10 qualified leads, find the decision makers with contacts, and draft personalized outreach emails for each one. Once we submit the task, the Hermes agent will keep moving through every phase of the workflow until the end objective is achieved. Let's run it. Let's switch over to the Kanban board and see what's happening. The task has been created. The Kanban dispatcher would automatically pick the tasks in ready column after every minute, but you can even trigger those instantly by hitting the nudge dispatcher button. And now the Orchestrator agent has picked up the task and started analyzing our campaign requirements. At this point, the agent is extracting the product information, ICP, keywords, campaign goals, and generating a plan to create tasks for this workflow. The first thing this agent does is scaffold the campaign workspace. It creates all the output artifacts that will be used throughout the workflow. Things like CSV files for campaign, companies, contacts, outreach. Right now, these files are empty. In each phase, our specialist agents will progressively enrich these files as they discover more information. Now, as you can see, the orchestrator has started with the phase 1, where it has created multiple tasks for the Prospector Agent. One task for researching companies related to AI developer tools, and another focused on LLM DevOps automation. Each Prospector Agent receives detailed instructions, campaign context, filtering criteria, and the expected output format. This is important because every specialist agent operates independently and only focuses on its assigned objective. As the companies are discovered by the Prospector Agent, they are appended to the companies.csv file with status as new. As each worker completes his assignment, the Orchestrator Agent monitors progress and waits until every task has finished. Only then it unlocks the next phase. Now, as the prospecting phase is done, the Orchestrator Agent moves on to the phase 2 and creates tasks for Scraper Agent. This phase is all about enriching the data of the companies that were discovered by the Prospector Agent. Again, the Scraper Agents run in parallel, allowing the workflow to scale across many companies simultaneously. Once the company research is done, the Orchestrator Agent moves on to contact discovery. For every researched company, our Orchestrator Agent creates tasks to find relevant decision makers in those companies. As contacts are found, they are appended to the contacts.csv file and are linked back to the companies. At the same time, the company records are updated to indicate that contacts have been discovered. Now comes the personalization stage. The outreach agent uses all the information collected so far, like company research, ICP fit, decision maker role, product positioning, to generate tailored outreach messages. The final stage is lead qualification. The analyst agent reviews every lead collected during this campaign. It scores companies based on factors like ICP alignment, company size, product relevance, buying potential, and each lead receives a qualification score. And now that all the phases are complete, let's see what we have. A list of researched companies, decision makers' contact information, personalized outreach drafts, lead qualification scores, and the important thing is that all of this was coordinated automatically with just a single task. The Orchestrator Agent handled everything from task creation, dependency management, phase transition, agent coordination, while the specialist agents were focused on their individual responsibilities. And that's how you can automate the lead generation workflow. Every Monday morning, it finds companies, researches them, identifies the decision makers, and prepares personalized outreach automatically. You can steal my agent's soul.md instructions and the custom skills. Link will be in the description, and start building your own workflow. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.